Thank you all for tuning in with us on today. I'm Candy.
I'm Kendra Michelle.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Donta.
And welcome to
Chatty Catties.
Again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us on today. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook. That's Chatty Catties. And then also check us out on Instagram. That's Chatty_Catties_. So I've been hearing a lot about Donald Glover, who has that video, This is America. And a lot of people has been talking about it. So I decided to, take a look at it. When I had to watch it actually twice. So I watched it twice, and the video is saying and doing a lot. Now everybody has their own opinions about it and their own views about it. My view on it is stating how America is today in terms of the killing, people having their phones out, because there's a scene in the video where the kids had their phones out where there was killing going on, and the video said a lot.
Yeah.
I do like the song. I like the beat. The video was it was deep. It was a deep video. It was saying a lot. It had a lot of truth to it. It had a lot of messages throughout the video. There's some things I didn't even know about.
Right.
What do you ladies think about it?
Well, we gonna call him Childish Gambino.
That's who we're talking about.
Right.
I think it was super creative.
Yeah.
Super creative. It's so many things. I watched it like 4 times the first time I saw it. And I still see new stuff every time I watch it. But there's so many subliminal messages in that video. Like, you could just go on all day talking about it. I think it was really creative in how he showed that despite all the drama, chaos with the government, with natural disasters, whatever, killings is going on, look at me. I'm the little puppet dancing. I'm the rapper. Pay attention to me as opposed to all this violence and things going on. Come on, kids, follow me instead of all of that going on. So I think it was really creative.
I would say, man, 2 thumbs up. The producer did that. The creative, man, it is definitely a great artwork. Like that, I don't know if I've seen a video. I know Beyonce did her, what was the one when she was on top of the car, the Black Lives Matter,
Right.
That was awesome. This, though, was like she said, it was so much going on in the video. And like you said, you keep seeing new things. And what it conveyed to me was, the church was shot up. I seen that. The murders, the rioting, the robberies. The whole time I just seen him shooking and jiving is what I seen. That they only looked when they said look. Like when the shooter, he shot the choir up. They stopped, they looked for a moment, start back dancing.
Right.
So what that conveyed to me is the way that the media says, when the media says look and pay attention to what's going on, when it's not trending anymore, we're back to all of the outer things. Because like she said, kept saying look at me, but it was big thing, look at me, roly, I can dance. Look at my clothes, my clothes. That basically we're enslaved, that word again, we're enslaved to these the physical things that we can see with our eyes, that's tangible, that we can touch. So much so that we're so caught up in this glitz and glams of things that all this chaos is going around us, but we act like we don't see it until it comes into our world through social media. Oh, that's bad. 2 seconds, it's over.
Yeah, you're looking at something else.
Literally shot the whole choir up, which the young man shot all those people in that church. Literally, we will be upset. Everybody will be together on one accord in an uproar because it's going down our timelines and it's all over the news. Then they drop it out of media eye and we go back to life is great.
And you know what, too, I caught with the dancing, and I don't know if you noticed it, but it would have it to where he would dance as if he was probably gay. But then he went back to being hood.
When it started.
Again, then, you know what I'm saying? Then hood.
I haven't really, I won't lie, I'm not really, I'm a fan, I'm not really a fan of too many people. And so I didn't even know who he was for a while. Before this, I did find out who
Multi-talented
that
guy.
Childish Gambino was, a great artist.
Right. He's an actor. He's
in the
a
likes
poet,
of J.
he's a
Cole and all of
dancer.
them.
Right.
He does a lot.
So, but however, I had never witnessed him or heard him. So when I looked at the video, I was like, yo, he's feminine. And she was like, I think he's trying to do that on purpose. And as we watched, he did. And then she made a good point. The way that the new rappers are, you got the young man who's carrying a purse, the young man who wore a wedding dress, the group that wears blouses, you know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah, the feminization of the black man is real. And he noted that. So I think that he did a phenomenal job, him, the producers, everybody who made that happen, in telling our reality and making it entertaining, yet very much saying there's a problem.
It's real. The depth.
And the kids are just following us, just going with it. That's what I seen with the kids.
Yeah.
Right.
That they know no better, so they just was going where he took them. They didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't pay attention to the surroundings because he didn't pay attention.
Somebody's dancing. Somebody's having fun. We're
And that's
going
how I
this
seen
way.
it. When I first seen it, I was just like, I watched the video and I saw the first shooting. I was like, wait. So I kept watching it, and it would be, something would happen, and then everybody just go back to dancing. And then something else will happen. I think there's this scene where there's like a horse riding, almost like a Grand Reaper.
Yep.
That's like death
Yep.
in the background. And I watched it multiple times, because at first I was just like, what is this? But then I started reading like, okay, I'm paying more attention to the background, not even so much
Right.
as dancing, because that's really what the story is. The dancing was like almost like a throw off.
But that's the
was
point.
what
But that's the point of how
Right.
the world
And
is.
that's- and that's
We so
pretty much
caught
what
up
you guys
in,
think
we're
of.
looking at our celebrities when our babies are getting bad education.
Right.
We're looking at our celebrities when our babies are dying by the masses.
Right.
So it's like I'm talking, that video was like,
Yeah.
Who
I
wrote
was
this?
thinking about like the points,
What?
like even when you guys were talking about the church, the choir
choir
being
singing,
shot
yeah.
up. People are like, it was only 9 people killed. Why he shoot 10? He shot 10 because 10 were shot, 1 survived. So he like detail.
Detail.
It was so
And you know what too?
detailed.
I like how, because now you have it to where if there's a fight going on, kids be quick
Bring
to.
up the
phone.
They had that in the video. They had the kids up, and they had on. I think they had on some not blindfold, some kind of mask or something.
Covered
But the kids had their phones out, just Snapchatting everything, and then the dancing, I think, was the one that really got my attention, because they went into full detail. It was like a lot of things that I did not know of.
Yeah.
And the dance moves that he was doing was pertaining to, I think, how they danced, or how
Blackface
exactly. That I didn't even know. So he did a lot of
posed.
research for it, and the video was not that long.
They killed the artist in the beginning. They masked the artist.
Yeah.
So true artistry, and that conveyed to me, true artistry doesn't exist. They masked the artist first. He sat down with his guitar. They masked him, and then they killed him. So he doesn't exist. And so what you see is them putting out the messages that they want us to have.
And it shows you how today, it's so much killing going on, but kids still want to come up with the latest
We
dance moves and do.
And did you
Exactly.
notice? And did you notice that they also, after somebody was killed, somebody would come up with a handkerchief and put the gun in.
It was
Wrap
red.
the gun up, and we have to put the gun away. The gun is important.
That's what represents,
So
right?
yeah. So I mean, there was like
Because
a lot of layers.
What the funny thing was, chaos never stopped.
The whole time.
The whole time there was looting, literally the whole time.
There was always something
it was
in the background.
chaos. And what I seen
But
was
they kept
chaos.
dancing.
Yeah.
And they
that was-
only
yeah.
stopped when it was something major that
Right.
everybody shifted. And if everybody
For a second.
only because
Yeah,
everybody
2
shifted,
seconds.
and only for a second, but chaos never stopped. But if everybody didn't turn, nobody noticed, because they was too busy trying to blend in, too busy, because trendy, everything he did was trendy. The little kick dance.
Yeah.
Don't kill me, y'all, because I definitely don't know what that dance is called. I couldn't do it if I tried. I'm gonna try it though.
He
But
did.
he did.
And even the lyrics, I'm so pretty. I'm so sad. He was
He
just
did
saying
one for
things
everybody.
that
The man, the lady, where he talked about his items that he owned.
Yeah.
Because literally, we are caught up in just basically materialism. We're caught up in that.
What about his facial expressions?
Oh.
The acting that he did.
Do you see
He would
even
be
that?
all, you know what I'm saying? The facial
Yeah.
expressions that he made.
And I
in
think
the video,
that's symbolic too. I think that
it was some. I mean, it really drew me into the way he was not only just dancing, but the way his facial expressions were. It was dope. It was
He
deep.
killed it.
It was.
I mean, I need to get in touch with Childish Gambino because, like, whoever produced that, he is like extremely talented. Because you know,
He's
she made a
multi-talented.
comment like you see people who they do it for a period in their life and then they transcend to something else where they started off a artist and then they became, well, I guess that is artistry, but they started off a musician or a singer, a rapper, then they became an actor and they let that go. He's doing this all
Everything,
at the same
simultaneously.
time, and I mean he's conquering them, being at the top of the mountain at the same time. So I just got to give him his kudos.
That's awesome.
Like he's at the top of each one of these mountains because, like I said, Childish Gambino, like she said, I didn't know was Donald Glover because I kept hearing his name.
Oh yeah, I already knew that.
I kept hearing
he-
his name.
I already knew who.
But look how quick he rose
was.
to the top of the rap mountain where he's in the likes of greats. You know what I mean? Where the people that has brought him up that made me even be like, who is that? Then I Googled him, seen, I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
And then I understood the type of music that he put out. It was like, bro, like he came over here and was like, and then, you know, sometimes it has a lot to do with your influence already. Don't be wrong, I'm pretty sure when he got to making stuff, it was easy for him to get in touch with the people who he needed to. But no, he's talented. You know what I mean? There's people who can put out some stuff and we might look at it because of the clout, quote unquote clout they have, their influence, but there's no talent there. No.
What I find so funny
He
is that
got this.
I have not seen any younger generation talk about it. I've only seen adults. I'd say 25 and older talk.
Because they probably see it, but they just don't know what's
I
going
like
on.
to see this video.
Yeah,
She was
it's a
like,
lot.
yeah.
Or maybe they don't know really what it means.
it's a-
Or they
yeah.
don't care too. Some kids
It's a
don't
lot to
really.
They just
grasp.
listen to the song.
They don't
They
care.
seen this. They did that
Right,
with
she
it.
was
And
like,
that was all. It was it.
It's all right.
They
When
may
the
like the
major-
song or the beat
I
of
didn't
it,
get
but
the concept of it. She was like,
No.
yeah. But
Yeah.
it was like, like when I seen it the first time, I was like, what? So I had to play it again. I watched it numerous times the first time I seen it. Whereas,
And-
you know, I brought it up to her and her friend.
I want to
And
say
that in
age group.
itself, though,
People
he
that's
depicted
aware.
that in the movie. I mean, in the video with the kids.
Yeah.
You know, that's how
And
it
that just
is. It's like
shows
I'm gonna
our
follow
young
this
generation,
entertainment.
Like, all the stuff that we seen, it was like, like
Yeah.
went right past them.
My
Went
son
right
tell
over
me
them.
all the time.
Which is
you go
which is
too
scary.
deep. It is not that deep.
Right.
It is not.
you talk about the video or just
No, just in general. And don't be wrong. I'm a poet. I am deep. Like symbolism, yeah.
Right.
The colors I wear, look, everything got to mean something. I get that. But just the way that I see up the street or what he just says too deep.
Right.
That I remember he was trying to tell me. I know he's like so upset that he's here and I'm talking about him. Anyway, so he was trying to tell me the other day that they just want to live, and I was telling him like. Maybe live don't mean what you think it means.
he said he just want to live.
Yeah,
They just
like
wanna
I'm trying to
live,
make him think of all of. I'm trying to make him aware. I want him to see this and think about this and just open your eyes to this and don't be fooled by this. And he like, yo, I just want to go to the park. Me and my
Right,
friends
that's
just want to
too much,
go
right.
kick it. We
Right.
want to live. Like this is a lot. Did you do all this when you was young? He had a good point. However, is what we're talking about. It's like they are getting to the young, like we was even talking about before we came on, about how easily they are swayed or manipulated, whatever word you want to use.
Has he seen the
because
video?
They're young.
Has your son seen the video?
You know, seems though I don't know
They
if he's
probably
seen the
have.
video.
I mean, the kids seem
I
to
didn't
see
ask.
They
everything
know
new.
about- yeah.
I don't think it impacted them. It impacted them as much as it was my daughter and a couple of her friends. I said they just was like, yeah.
no, my son, he probably said
They
he's doing
didn't,
too
you know what
much.
I'm saying? They
He
didn't
think
really
everybody
talk
doing
about
too
it,
much.
elaborate. I was like, oh my God, that video, did you guys see it? Like, I was very moved by it, but to them, it was just like,
Yeah.
So, and again, maybe as a parent or maybe from an adult perspective, we see a lot of things in the videos that they don't see.
We knew
or
what
they
he was
see.
trying to say.
They don't really care about all that. It's like, okay, yeah.
And they don't realize this is what they're growing up in.
Right.
This is what's happening right now. And even for the babies right now,
Yeah.
I'm so concerned about them because it's not getting any better.
No,
It's getting
It's
worse.
getting- yeah,
but
it's
that's
getting
biblical
worse.
though.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
scary.
biblical. Nothing's new under the sun. That is so true because one thing that I do not care for that we do as an older generation and even the generations before us, we act like sex is new. We act like
act like
corruption
tomorrow is
is
promised.
new, and we act like all this stuff is new. It's not the case. It's just that now we're blatantly, there were things that you did during your private time. There was discretion before, and we're becoming there's no discretion today, and then so therefore children they haven't got to a point where they can discern properly between good and bad before they have good and bad sitting in their lap. And it's like, oh, well, I'm a kid, I'm gonna eat the fruit, bad fruit, now, it's too late. But that's why discretion and things like that existed. Not because you can't do what you want, because you always could. Right. All this stuff always existed. It's just that there was a wisdom and a caring concern for the future generation where people did decide to keep certain things behind doors and out of the eyes of the children who didn't know better to say, I'm making a conscious choice and I'm taking a conscious choice with it. They just see glitz and glam and they going with it. So with all this social media, like listen to babies listen to them and, being somebody who worked with youth and facilitating schools and talking to these youth and me being too deep to know that, dang, this baby's reality is simply this because of social media or because reality TV. You know what I mean? She feels like she's not good enough because she ain't got the bundles, because she sees the young ladies with the bundles, or you know what I mean? All this stuff because I heard a psychologist put it real frank that because everybody only put their highs on Facebook, it makes those who are looking on think that they don't got no lows and make your lows feel worse. So these young ladies who can't do that are living in a different reality. So that video was, like I said.
Well, let me ask this question. Why do you think, back to Childish Gambino, why do you think he made a video like that?
Because that's what art has always been for, to make you aware.
First say, I am proud of the celebrities that are taking a stance and using their platform to show and depict this kind of stuff. That is going on. And people sometimes look to the celebrities to do that. That's, you know what I mean?
That's what we
previously they were considered role models. You know what I mean? Now everybody's trying to pull out of that. I don't want to be in this cage. I don't want to be a role model. But I'm happy that there are a few that are still trying to stick on track and still trying to show what's really going on. You know, and I think he knows that he has a platform now. So I think, and he's always, if you listen to his music, he's always been you know, that type of rapper. And I think he's been, you know, choosy on what he depicted in movies and things like that. But I think the level he's on is, you know, different from where he was at one point when we knew him just as a rapper. You know, so I'm happy. I think that was a good move for him.
But I think the platform, even the poets, the last poets, even the birth of hip hop, being in the Bronx, being for underprivileged children to tell their story and to make a way, that is what artistry was built for. Is exactly what he's using it for, to make you aware. That's what it's for. It's been tainted, like she said. Because don't be wrong, I'm a sucker for a story, and if your story is shooting, killing, and but it's not that now because I'm looking at you. So tell me your full story. Don't stop at the shooting, killing, and the sex. Get to the made it out and how you made it out and show the way. So because I listen to a wide range. Well, I don't. I always say I go from gangster to gospel. Don't judge me, because I'm a sucker for a story. So with him, he literally walked us through the story plot of today, and like all I can do is applaud him for using the platform, because don't be wrong, I don't ever want anybody to feel being an artist myself being limited with their artistry, because me being a Christian and even me preaching, I want to talk about life as a whole. You know what I mean? I have struggles. You know what I mean? I can be petty, fast, all that good stuff, because I'm human. So I don't want them to feel like they, just because they're role models, they can't talk about partying and kicking it. It's just this over-saturation of it. Because yes, you go through relationships. We should be able to hear about your relationship. You party. We should hear about your partying. But don't act like that's the only life that you have. That's my thing. Is all you're going to talk about is getting on here and talking about doing drugs.
For some people, that's all they do.
I was going to say, that's all
they do.
Social media. We've talked about that before.
Puts out there. They show that, oh, they just living and they partying, but then they're not. Okay, well, who's taking care of you?
Did you tell me all the time that you gotta go in the studio?
They don't
you
tell about
leaving that
part.
part out, that
Right.
hard work, because there's stuff that you know that you're just
But
not
all of
sharing.
that starts at home too, though.
I was gonna
You know what I'm
say it's
saying?
our
It starts at the-
responsibility to
at
not
the
take
home.
that at face value
Right.
as well.
That was
not
Gucci
just
argument.
take that as that's their life because they're showing me the parties and things like that. They're just showing the reward from the work they've done, and we have to remember that and instill that in our kids and the youth that it's not just I become a rapper, I signed this contract, and boom.
But he
You
showed
know?
that.
But at the same time, you can tell. I have a daughter. I tell my daughter. I'm sure you tell your son. You tell your kids that, but they still lean in the direction.
Peer pressure
of,
is real.
This is what it is.
That's
you
true.
know.
So even if you could teach
Even-
your kids
even
that
tell
at
them,
home, or if
right.
if it's
And
a
they
good,
still
home
working, have
upbringing,
that, they still
are gonna do. They're gonna make their own
Right,
decision and do
exactly.
what they
because
choose
it
to
just,
do.
Well, this is what so-and-so's
It's
doing.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember I had to explain to my daughter who Willow Smith was. She wanted to know why I couldn't homeschool her. Well, Willow Smith did this. I said, do you know who Willow Smith parents are? She didn't know. I had to literally sit her down and explain who Jada Pinkett and Will Smith were because she didn't get it. Well, Willow this, Willow that. Girl, this is not that. So she didn't get, having those type of parents allow you to do this.
Choices.
Oh, she's 12 and her mom homeschool her and she does this and she doesn't do that and she's traveling, she do this. Yeah, well, when you had a mom and dad who are very wealthy and on a platform that they are,
Choices.
you can do that. We're not there. We go to public school.
But that's something that he did
for free.
But when he killed the artist and he came to the forefront and the artist was dead and now he's the person shucking and driving, that was a prime example of why like I said, I never want anybody art to be hindered. You have a whole self that these are the people that they're hand picking and saying, oh, you create body music? Let's make sure you're on the top of the charts. Let's make sure that your music goes forth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're going to give you what's going to create destruction.
Yeah,
and I know I sound like one of those conspiracy person, but it is what it is. This stuff didn't happen just by happenstance. That's not the way stuff works. You know what I mean? The people who are in the light are in the light because they were handpicked, they were chosen.
Absolutely.
To be
Think
there.
about it. All the artists that at one point were big, fell off, and then came back. That's their story. They wanted me to be somebody I wasn't.
Even comedians.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle
Yeah, I was
whole
gonna
little
say, you
diss
took
at.
it, yeah.
He was like, yo, they want to try to keep
Too
writing
many
the script and me with dresses and lipstick, and I'm not with it. Because he's like, I seen what y'all was trying to do.
Right.
But unfortunately, when you
jokes.
find a young man who ain't got nothing, you know what I mean? Because always, I unfortunately do call them opportunists. But unfortunately, if you look at, even with the Nicki Minaj, if you look at somebody where this is about to be life-changing for you, and I'm over here trying to be deep saying, think about what you about to do to the kids.
Right.
And they like, yo, I'm thinking about how I'm trying to eat, how I'm not to make it out.
Right.
Ain't got time for that. So, so.
And I'm sure there's plenty of artists that do that, that start off one way, money and fame get good. There's a lot of things behind the scene that we don't see, but they like the life. They may not like all that come with it, and they're willing to sacrifice whatever to keep that life.
Their images.
In their image, it's about the image and what comes with it. Behind the scene, they probably unhappy, miserable, everything. But to the public, they live in a life. They would rather live that fake image in front of them.
We see it. Because
like I
then
said,
they be on the news for having nervous breakdowns
And I can't
being in treatment for drugs and
That's why so much
being depressed.
Yeah, that's stress.
It's easier to say on this side. That's why I try to see every angle. And I'm not saying I'm perfect with that, but I mean, I can't say that I've had a $50 million deal sitting in front of me and I was like, well, this part of it gonna hurt the kids. So now I can't say that because I ain't had no $50 million deal sitting on my lap. So it's like I see where it could be like, I don't want no big booty and fake breasts and colorful hair. This ain't me at all. But you say this image come with this check.
What would you do
I got some choices
if somebody
to
came
make.
to you with $50 million and say, "Well, I'm gonna give you this $50 million,
But
but
this
you
is
got to
what you
get all
gotta
this
do."
done"?
I was gonna say I can't say.
Do it? Or you gonna say
Everybody does
I can
the
say
best
without
that
a
they
check in
can
front of my
do
face.
at that given time. You
A
do the best
conversation
at that given time.
with a friend of mine, the show star. So I was watching the season finale. He didn't understand what was the big deal. In the season finale, she made a diss track when she was angry about her sister and the other girl. They were in a group. The diss track blew up. He was like, well, what's the big deal? It blew him up. I said, but at what price? He's like, it don't matter. I said, yes, it does.
Because it tore their
because
relationship up.
They came together. You came in this together. You and your feelings, because they both, the sister found a boyfriend, the other one's career is moving a little faster than hers. She got in her feelings, and she went in the studio and made a diss record about things that the outside world didn't know. And she hit them where it hurt. He's like, yeah, but they blew up. I said, but it ruined, it destroyed everything that they stood for. I said, if somebody has to cut you so deep, yeah, y'all blew up, but the cut is so deep, the relationship is,
But
it'll never be the same.
It says a lot about us, and I'm not going to take myself out of this. That's just like, I don't care for social media. I do it for a purpose, and I try to stroll and comment on some things just to be social. However, as big as, and tell me if I'm lying, big as I'm No Drama, a post that got, I don't know, 156 comments, and I don't know, it was some shade, I'd be like, what happened? And unfortunately, I allow that mess to entertain me at that moment. That stuff always seemed to catch us bigger than it would have been her crying, because if she would have dropped the track saying, I feel so bad because I'm left behind, more than we wouldn't have paid attention to her, versus her throwing all that dirty laundry out. It's us. Like, at the end of the day, it's us allowing this stuff to continue.
But if you think about it, though, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If somebody is saying, Candy, I'm gonna use this show as an example. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna invest in this show, and it's gonna be $50 million. But we gotta change our image.
They can get control.
What would y'all do?
Depending on how they saying, change it more conservative.
Hair, breasts, butt, change your image.
Slut buckets on the show. I don't know if
maybe.
I do all that.
Maybe.
But then that's something that we would collectively sit and talk and decide. Do you?
And I think about that a lot, because I know that this is definitely like a stepping stone for us. It's going to continue to grow to where we may be offered. No, we will be offered that point to where, okay, 50 million right here, but you guys got to change your image. That whole now, you know what I'm saying? Right. This is going to change at some point.
Hopefully we
and then the whole thing of money talks.
Right.
You know the rest.
We have made it clear who we are, and people don't come to us with things like that.
Right.
Or that they buy us
for 50 million.
Because listen,
50 billion
million.
Let me explain this.
I can't say what
Kendrick
I would do in
Lamar.
that.
So,
I don't
for
know,
example,
I'm a little, it's funding ain't
You
quite
say
what I
now,
need.
but if you had a different stage in your life,
I'm just gonna be honest,
you have choices. You feel what I'm saying?
you don't know.
I don't want us to change who we are. However, we're talking about $50 million here.
Right,
So
that's what I'm
make some
saying.
changes, but
There may be changes that you may not like or may not be comfortable with.
This is
It's just something for us to think
Now,
about.
can I say
as long
this?
as it don't compromise my
values
character and
and
my
my
morals,
beliefs.
I'm good.
But that's me saying that without 50 million sitting in front of me. Without 50 million
You
sitting
don't
in
know.
front of Donta, I'm saying,
I'm just hypothetically speaking.
and I'm saying
They got
hypothetically
50 million
speaking,
and they need
as
short
long as
skirts, short skirts
if they
and
say, hey,
skirts.
you know what, you wear wild hair, you're a bit over the top. Let's bring it down a little bit. For 50 million, I can bring it down a lot bit.
Right.
I got you, cuz.
And
no
that's
problem.
something that's
You know what I mean?
a small change.
That's a
you
small
know?
change.
Right.
You talking about breast
But if they
enhancements
tell me
Yeah,
to sit up here
it's
and say I
possible.
worship Satan, then I can't take the 50 million.
You know, that's
I can't.
And
I'm not going to hell for
you know,
50
we're not
million.
gonna do
I think
no.
it's
We're not
also-
gonna do
I'm
that.
not going to sit up here and say
Presented
Jesus is
to
a lie,
us.
the devil is
Because I don't know what I would do
lie.
either,
Jesus is
And
true.
but it is a thought.
Right.
Yeah, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying?
there's some stuff that's just
why
not
they want us to do
compromisable.
it. Like, I want to know their concept. Like, give me the big picture.
They're gonna go
'Cause
above.
if you want us to just to change and start doing all this stuff, like, how do you envision the show? Because let's see
Right.
where they're going with it. Then you kind of like have to sit there and kind of say like, well, let's hear. Because if you just start saying, okay, we need to start putting breasts out and doing like, dude, like,
Yeah.
that's
No,
not.
no, I think,
you know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
Yeah.
cleavage $50
I mean,
million.
look, right,
You got
but-
cleavage out right now.
We have integrity here on Chatty Cathy,
I
y'all.
don't know. I can make some changes, but I think it would depend on what they're trying to do. Like, if we're on one level and they're trying to take us
To a new level.
to national, like we're all over the place. You know what?
I'll take that
Change is
description.
good. Change is, I think we would have to, play it by ear.
I guess it just depends on
I was gonna say,
what
you
they're
have to show me.
asking us
That's what
to do.
hypothetical
I'm
is.
just ready to quit
Hypothetical.
my
It is
job
hypothetical.
because-
It depends because
That's what
we
you-
saying
you
all
gotta
this
quit my
now,
job,
but when
so.
if we right here with this 50 million right here, a lot of what we're saying could possibly
Is you
change.
trying to tell us something?
I just told you.
You said that 3 times.
We have integrity here on Chatty Catties. I'm not saying anything, y'all.
Who's trying to syndicate us?
I'm just saying,
I just told you
Exactly.
what's not changing for me is Jesus is Lord and the devil is devil. I'm pretty open, y'all, is what I just told y'all. That's what I just said. Jesus.
But it's something to think about. Back to
You know.
Childish Gambino, because we always go off. I'm sorry. We always go off into something else.
I'm telling you.
I think his
That's why
artist
it's Chatty
is telling
Catties.
a story, and there's a story behind the story. I think maybe I say 25 and older may get it. The younger ones may not, which might be something they should be focusing on because they're so busy worried about who's pretty and who's this, but look what's going on behind you. The shooting at the church, the shooting at the school. These are things that I think the younger generation should be more focused on because this is happening more.
He said
it's our job to teach.
aware,
Right.
and he told a story of our reality.
It was a great story.
And he showed how unaware we really are and how we just go with the messages.
Completely oblivious.
Right.
It's our
But I
time
think-
to preach. It's our job to teach.
Of
We
course.
need to teach them.
All right,
know?
y'all, that's time. I'm so sorry, y'all, that's time. But kudos to Childish Gambino. Awesome video.
Great video.
This was I'm about to say Childish Gambino. This was
You can syndicate us. You got the money, cuz.
If y'all really got that 50 out there, let us know.
But this was Chatty Caddies.
I
We
know
will
I'm
see
doing
you
something.
all.
Lucas Jesus.
We'll see you all next time. See you later.